Stoicism is often misunderstood. Most people think it is about suppressing emotions, about being cold, about accepting suffering in silence. But the ancient Stoics were not weak. They advised emperors. They shaped generals. They ruled empires. Stoicism was never about comfort. It was about power. Real power. Not power over kingdoms, but power over the only thing that truly decides your fate. Yourself. And once you master that, you begin influencing everything around you. Today, we reveal how Stoicism has always been a philosophy of power, not domination through force, but domination through control. Because those who control themselves inevitably control others. Before anyone can rule a nation, they must first rule their mind. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in the world, yet every night he wrote reminders to himself like, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Why would an emperor need that reminder? Because the hardest enemy is not rebellion. It is emotion, anger, fear, desire, ego. Every bad decision in history started with an uncontrolled feeling. The Stoics understood something most people never learn. If others can control your emotions, they control you. Here is the first law of Stoic power. Never react emotionally in the moment. Reaction is weakness. Reaction gives others control over your behavior. When someone insults you and you lash out, they win. When someone provokes you and you lose composure, they win. When fear rushes your decisions, you lose clarity. The Stoics trained themselves to pause. Tu observe, to respond only when reason was in control. This made them unpredictable. And unpredictability is power. The person who angers you controls you. Let that sink in. If someone can push your emotional buttons, they are pulling your strings. Stoicism removes those buttons. When insults no longer move you, when pressure no longer shakes you, when chaos no longer overwhelms you, others lose leverage over you. You become untouchable. Second law of Stoic power: detach from outcomes. Most people are controlled by what they want. Approval, success, comfort, praise. The Stoics called this slavery, because when you desperately want something, others can manipulate you through it. A boss controls you through money. A partner controls you through affection. Society controls you through validation. But when you train yourself to desire less, you become free. And free people are impossible to control. Epictetus was born a slave. Yet he became one of the most powerful teachers in Rome. Why? Because no one could break him. He taught, some things are within our control, and some things are not. Your reputation is not fully in your control. Your wealth is not guaranteed. Your health can change, but your choices, your attitude, your discipline, those are always yours. By focusing only on what you control, you remove anxiety, and anxiety is what makes people weak. Third law of Stoic power: master silence. The Stoics valued few words, because talking reveals emotion. Emotion reveals weakness, and weakness invites attack. The more you explain yourself, the more power you give away. Strong people don't rush to defend. They observe, they listen. They choose when to speak. Silence makes others uncomfortable, and uncomfortable people reveal more than they intend. This is why silence has always been a weapon of the powerful. The loudest person in the room usually has the least control. Calmness intimidates. Stillness when everyone panics and you remain composed, you naturally become the leader, because humans look to whoever is calm during chaos. The Stoics trained this deliberately. They practiced visualizing disaster, loss, failure, death. Not to be negative, but to be prepared. When the worst no longer scares you, nothing can be used against you. Fourth law of Stoic power: expect hardship. Most people collapse when life becomes difficult. Stoics expected difficulty. They trained for it mentally. Marcus Aurelius wrote, Begin the morning by saying, "I shall meet busybody, ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful people today." Not because he hated people, but because he refused to be surprised by human nature. Surprise causes emotional reactions. Preparation creates calm. When you expect challenges, they lose their power over you. This is why Stoicism builds inner authority. Not loud confidence. Not fake motivation, but quiet certainty. Others feel Italiano. They sense when someone is not easily shaken, and instinctively they respect it. Fifth law of Stoic power: control your desires. Desire is a chain. The more you crave pleasure, the more easily you are manipulated. Modern society thrives on this. Advertising feeds desire. Social media feeds comparison. Entertainment feeds distraction. All of it weakens discipline. The Stoics lived simply on purpose, not because they hated comfort, but because they wanted strength. They trained themselves to be okay with less. Cold showers, simple meals, basic clothing. By choosing discomfort, they became mentally tough. And toughness is rare. Rare things have power. Comfort makes you dependent. Discomfort makes you dangerous. When you can function without luxury, no one can control you by taking things away. This is why the strongest people are often the simplest. They are not fragile. They don't break when conditions change. Sixth law of Stoic power: take responsibility for everything. Stoics did not blame. Blame is weakness. Blame gives away control. When you blame others, you admit they control your life. Stoicism teaches radical ownership. If something goes wrong, ask, "What can I do better? What can I learn? How can I adapt?" This mindset makes you unstoppable, because you are always improving. While others complain, you evolve. Seventh law of Stoic power: act with discipline, not motivation. Motivation is emotional. It comes and goes. Discipline is rational. It stays. The Stoics built routines. Daily reflection, mental training, self-control exercises. They didn't wait to feel like doing the right thing. They did it because it was right. This creates consistency, and consistency creates dominance. Emotions are unreliable. Systems are powerful. When you run your life on discipline, no bad day can stop you. Eighth law of Stoic power: don't seek praise. The need for praise makes people manipulable. If you live for approval, others can withhold it to control you. Stoics worked in silence. They measured success internally. Did I act with virtue? Did I stay calm? Did I improve? This internal scorecard made them immune to public opinion, and those immune to opinion are incredibly powerful. Ninth law of Stoic power: choose your responses. Life will always throw chaos, but your response is your weapon. Two people can face the same disaster. One collapses. The other adapts. Stoicism trains you to be the second, to breathe, to think, to act wisely. This ability separates leaders from followers. You cannot control the storm, but you can become the calm within it, and the calm always commands the ship. 10th law of Stoic power: remember death. This may sound dark, but it is freeing. The Stoics practiced memento mori, remembering you will die, because it eliminates fear. When you accept mortality, you stop wasting time on nonsense. You stop fearing embarrassment. You stop delaying action. You become bold. Because what is there to lose? Those who fear death fear everything. Those who accept it fear nothing. And fearlessness is ultimate power. Now here is the truth most people miss. Stoicism doesn't teach you to control others directly. It teaches you to control yourself so completely that others naturally follow. Humans are drawn to stability, to calm, to strength, to someone who doesn't overreact, who doesn't beg for approval, who stands firm in chaos. When you become that person, influence comes automatically. This is why Stoicism shaped rulers, not because it gave manipulation tricks, but because it created unshakable individuals, and unshakable individuals shape the world. Power is not loud. Power is calm. Power is disciplined. Power is self-controlled. And the one who masters themselves never needs to chase control over others. It comes to them.